Thank you all for coming. My name is Ken Scroggs. I am pleased to introduce BiLan Liao. She is an artist, an art professor, and will give you a presentation. But just to know a bit about her, she is a contemporary Chinese artist, educator, motivational speaker. She was born and raised in China. She and her family experienced many reforms under Mao Zedong from 1949 to 1976. The most common reform is known in the West as the Chinese Cultural Revolution, which was the modern world's worst Holocaust because during the Mao period, it's estimated that 45 to 70 million people died from killings and starvation, and historians agree that it was far more than the number of people who died under Hitler in World War II. While she was in China in 1999, BiLan was granted the U.S. permanent residency visa under the Alien of Extraordinary Abilities category. She has extraordinary ability. At the age of 45, she came to an established career and financial success that she finally gained as an artist in China, and not knowing how to speak English, she started as a child would, learning a new language and customs. During the 18 years she lived in America, and she worked her way up from being a cafeteria dishwasher in Purdue University while learning English and customs of her new homeland. She also earned 2 master's degrees in painting and studying in Italy. She taught at the Heron School of Art and Design for 5 years, and for 8 years led the painting program at Paducah School of Art and Design, where she built her BiLan Liao gallery. BiLan Liao painted her story of her journey, wrote her book, made her documentary film, An Artist's Journey from China to America, to bring to light the truth of this period of history with the hope to avoid similar disasters in the future. In 2016, BiLan fulfilled her dream of a romantic, loving marriage. She retired from being an associate professor to concentrate on her artwork, her book, documentary, and film, and to share her life with her family in Atlanta. BiLan?
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming here today and to see a little bit about China. Do you guys know about panda?
Yeah.
So the panda is a very long history of many wonderful things in China, right? So, and they actually have a lot of inventions, art, and culture. Do you know what it is?
Kung Fu.
Kung Fu, Tai Chi. Tai Chi also is for exercise and dance. Also, China has so many beautiful landscapes, beautiful mountains, like Zhangjiajie. And then China breathing, you can say beautiful China. Greening, China has good things. And the Great Wall, do you know the Great Wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, have you been there? No, in the future. Okay. So many things, good things in China. China is beautiful, but I still want to come in the States. I want to come in here because I want to have the freedom to tell my story. I want to tell a story because my life is not sad. So when life gives you lemons, what do? Yeah, oh, you're good. You are make a lemonade, make it happy. First, I wrote my book, I wrote my story. I wrote the story about my journey in China, and then I painted the story. The reason I painted because I want my grandson, just like my grandson was 10, was 5, and my daughter to know, how old? 5, okay, just like my grandson. I want to know about what is the grandmother's life and tell the story and to know a little bit the history, Chinese history. So this is the painting. The painting is about my family because this all surround. Because the painting, you can say, oh, that is me. So the painting surround is about my grandmother, my mother, my father, and other family member. And I believe everybody here do have the story. My family will tell you about Eugenie, the common American, and also like you have to see the children say, oh, where's my grandmother come from? Maybe in the future you want to write a story about your family. So this is the sculpture. This is sculpture. This is not the 3D. It's called 2D. So there's not one sculpture. The 3D you can see around. 2D you only can see in the front. This sculpture is about me, or born in New China. My mother's hands are supporting me. I was delivered by my father. I was so lucky. My father was a doctor. So unfortunately, in 1957, China has a big movement. So and my father was labored to write, mumble, and also capitalist, and took his business and everything. And then he was sent to prison for 7 years. I was a little girl, just like you. My father was under the blanket. Police in the Wars American. How many people you know Wars American? No, you don't know Wars American? Wars American is the broadcast to China. It's a foreign language. If you're caught to listen to Wars American, you will send it to prison. So he was trying to hide to listen to words of American to find the truth. So I was a little girl. I thought my father was playing the game. I always wanted to go play with my father. But he said that my grandmother hold me very tight because it was very dangerous. So my brother had to watch the door to let the people to find out. So my mother would listen to the window. So I painted my story. I painted my father and myself. So that's the painting of my mother. When my father sent to prison, my mother only can find a job is transporting building materials up a steel pit with handwriting. My brother and I was waiting on the street. They had my mother to push the wagon to the top. It's very, very challenging life. And I think many people, you don't know about hunger. As you age, I always hungry, very hungry. One day, my grandmother got a little bit meat to eat. I have to eat. I asked my grandmother, "Can I have more meat?" My grandmother said, "I only caught a small mouse." You know what is the mouse? Yeah, called small mouse. During the 4 years, where 45 million people died from starvation and beat the dead. This painting is about my father. The first painting is about my father imprisonment and the darkness of his life. So this painting, actually, I use the sand and the oil, mixing. And if you see original painting, it has more texture. It's different. The second painting is my father come back during the Chinese Cultural Revolution and to punish. The third one is my father hanging himself. Yeah, this is a sad story. It's a sad story. In 1966, that's Cultural Revolution began. Chinese Cultural Revolution. All schools closed. Now school, what the students do? Burn the books, went to revolutions. By 1968, Mao cannot control the students. Too many chaos. And then have to send the kids to farms for farm education. My brother was sent to farm for education. And he found himself as a kid. I worked in factory. I was 13. Then I was 15, and then I left home and work in the factory, but there's no place to live. I live a work that I was being a during this time, not work. And I had to study in height, and I have my colleague will write the book to me. So I studied in hiding. So, but I studied in the Berlin. All my co-works are professor, teacher. When I was 16, I began to work as waiter in Hankou, as waiter in the church that had been turned into factory. Before, the factory was the church. So during the Chinese Cultural Revolution, they changed to the factory, but most of the people are educated. In 2016, my husband visited the church. The factory is changed back to church. Nobody now, before was the factory. I don't know how many people do you know one-child policy? Do you know one-child policy? Yeah, okay. One-child policy, you only have one child. When I have my daughter, my ex-husband, because my husband, he doesn't want my daughter because you only have one child. If I have a second child, then we lost the job. We have a lot of trouble. I just like some single mother to take care of my daughter. But right now, China is changing. People have more children. Before, they only want to have 2 children. So right now, they want to have 3 children, 4 children, because the lost population. So that's inspired my daughter. My daughter and I come to the United States in 1999. We both found the dream. Same two sculpture is my grandson. So I come to America in 1999 because pursue the freedom. So then, this is, I just give very, very short. Introduce, okay? I want to say, I'd give you make a lemon. And today, we are going to make abstract. We make fun of it.